live.
Prayers.
Are you ready?
It's not about counting. It's about.
Yeah, you know this. You think you can tell us what to do, huh? You think that you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better?
You're damn right, Chase.
Get ready and bow to the master.
Have 379,000 points to face John Moxley.
Bring it down.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, I am joined by a special guest. You will see who that is in a minute. Tonight, SmackDown was completely fire. The contract went off the rails as it always is. I am Maddog Kelly, and we're going to be breaking down SmackDown in 3, 2, 1. Let's break this down. Okay. See, Vince always tells me take those down, but you know, since I'm doing it tonight, I actually get to take it down. Anyway, welcome back to the SmackDown Showdown Cactus Catie, guys. I did a show with her Wednesday night, actually, All Elite Heat podcast with her and the executive consultant. Rewatch that. That was fire. Go watch that show. We messed up at the end there. I missed a couple of the matches. I feel bad. I skipped down on our boy Darby Allin, but that's okay. Things happen. Anyway, it was still a great show, and please go check it out. Welcome to the Showdown Cactus.
Thank you
Again,
so
by the way. Again.
much. Thank you so much. Yes, it was a pleasure to have you on AEW
That was
on
fun.
Wednesday
That was a
night.
Fun show.
It was a fun show,
I
or it
rewatched
was a shit
Thursday
show.
morning. That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of
I wasn't
something.
expecting, honestly, and I was telling my friends this on PS5 earlier. I said I was not expecting to come on, and then EC's like, just bring him into the show. So
'Cause
I
you're
had to
just
get a
that
notepad
important,
up
Maddog.
actually, to know the highlight notes, because I'm just really just got AEW one in the background. It's not like WWE where I'm actually like taking notes and paying attention. Anyway, tonight's SmackDown, Phoenix, Arizona was from, and we had a lot, and we have a lot to get to. So first things first, we start out with this package of Drew McIntyre losing the championship. And it is a shame because a lot of people I know, they wanted Randy and Drew. We didn't get that. We're getting Randy and Cody. We'll talk about that later. But, you know, then Cody wins the championship back from Drew. And then they kind of run it down where Jacob Fatu is going to go after Drew, and Drew's going to go after Jacob. So I guess that's going to be the story there. And then I believe right after that, we got, I believe it was right after all that.
Wait. What happened though during that little tiffle?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm reading it here, I believe at first it was the Jacob Fatu, and then after that, he gets in the ring. He says that Drew says there's nothing to fix, and Drew wouldn't even be in the champion if it wouldn't be for Jacob Fatu. So Drew is no longer the champion, as everybody knows, and I think that's a bit upsetting. But so what's Drew gonna do about it? Drew actually walks away and quits WWE. By the way,
he says so. He is out of there.
Nick Aldis is standing in the ring. This was hilarious, by the way. And he just says, "I quit," and just walks out of the arena. And I was like, okay. I'm like, this man signed a 3 to 5 years with WWE. You know he's not quitting, obviously. So I don't know what they were thinking here with the whole "I quit" thing, but God, they're just running it too much. I don't know, Cactus. It's just
they're making him a crybaby.
They're doing this too much to where they're saying everybody's leaving and quitting.
Everybody's a quitter.
Look, You know, I understand Johnny Gargano. Candice and Johnny, I get that, okay? They are leaving for AEW. WWE just buried the both of them, so I can understand them literally going to AEW. That is a fair assessment. But this, no, Drew McIntyre just re-signed with the company last year, big money, and for many, many years. So I don't see him quitting this company. This is a story, obviously, for him to finagle his way, as you call it, to get out of fighting Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania.
Well,
I see that happening. Obviously, Jacob and Drew, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's going to happen. And then Drew's like, "Yeah, I'm done." That's what he said. He goes, I'm done. So that's that segment, and I just can't believe they keep running this. Next up, we had Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. They're gonna take on later on tonight. They take on the tag champions. We'll get into that. I can't believe those two intervened and they're trying to help and they're not trying to help. I'm really
Who
mad.
intervened, Maddog? Who intervened? Would that be
I don't want to say it yet, but I guess you're gonna put me on the spot. The Bellas came back tonight.
The hometown girls.
Can't believe this, man. I can't believe this. And she broke up with Cooper Dijon as well, I heard. So I don't like her more now, by the way.
If they were actually dating.
Apparently they were, according to sources. According to sources, right, they were. But
I mean, he's like 24. So
I mean, you know,
that wasn't gonna last long.
I mean, you know, I don't think as long as it's over 18, I believe it's all legal. So
it's legal.
So there you go.
It's just not gonna last long. And
I mean,
it didn't.
It definitely was crazy story. And apparently she said it didn't happen, but that's BS because they were seen together in pictures and stuff. So it definitely happened. They definitely broke up, and I'm sorry it didn't work out for them. But fellas, I don't know why they're back. I said it on, Wednesday. We're going to get Daniel Bryan back soon as well. And yeah, it's going to be a whole reunion. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nope.
Anyway, moving
Not
on
happening.
from Charlotte and Alexa.
That was a great match, though.
Yes. We'll get to the match.
Twins. Are we just talking about... Why don't we talk about the actual match? Are we just doing a rundown right now?
I'm trying to go in order, but you just want to skip all over the place. Jeez, I hate to say this, Cactus. This is the SmackDown Showdown, and you asked me to lead. So I'm going to continue to lead, if I may, and say that, breaking news, Team USA survives Canada, and we will be going on to fight, I believe, the Dominican Republic. Let's go. Team USA. We did it, baby.
USA, let's go.
I had the game on my TV, and I actually had the SmackDown on the laptop because I did not want to miss Team USA, and I didn't really see the ending because I had to get ready for our show here, but it's fine. Anyway, so after that, we also see The Miz. He's preparing for MizTV with Jelly Roll. Right after that, in the back, we got Solo Sikoa with the best faction, Cactus. The best faction on SmackDown. You know the best faction on SmackDown is, Cactus? Please.
Who?
My Family Tree. And I said this on Raw to Vince on Raw. Go check out Radar Review. We just did one, me and Vinny, on Monday. And I said it even again on Wednesday, and I said in our group chat, we have group chat, and I said, My Family Tree and Solo Sikoa is running SmackDown for a reason. This guy is legit. He is the next Roman Reigns. He's actually better than Roman on the mic. It's crazy. It's crazy. I love it. Anyway, he's in the back with My Family Tree, and he has the lantern. And he says last week
What
was not great.
is up with
But the
lantern?
Wyatts are not contenders for the tag titles. By the way, if you did not know, My Family Tree holds the tag titles right now on SmackDown, solidifying them even more on the brand, as we call it, the brand. That's fun to say. Shout out Pat McAfee. He does that. For the brand. Anyway. So we got Uncle Howdy and Rowan taking on Tama Tonga and Talatonga. By the way, the two Tongas, they're pretty good, by the way. In their heritage face paint, by the way, that's what that is. Vince always calls them something else, and I'm not going to disrespect them. So this was the first match of the night, and honestly, I thought this was fine. And then all of a sudden you had Shinsuke Nakamura. He came up, and then all of a sudden he leaves with Thomas. So back in the ring, we have the Wyatts, and then after that, Nick Aldis talks to Jacob Fatu. So after that match, or after that whole thing, Nick Aldis talks with Fatu, and Fatu is pissed, and Trick Williams, he comes over, and Trick Williams basically is saying that, he is going to basically, is going to, how can I say this politely? He said it, whip Jacob Fatu, that ass, I believe he said exactly. And Aldis is trying to calm things, but Fatu isn't hearing and walked off. So what do you think about that segment? We get the match a little later on, by the way. We'll get into that as well.
Yeah. I want to know what is up with this lantern.
Lantern. Okay. So you're not. I know you're not on SmackDown Showdown. I know you're on All Elite Heat. So I'll fill you in. The lantern is supposed to represent the soul of a certain Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt was a WWE, I hope, Hall of Famer soon. I'm hoping next year or even one day that Bray Wyatt gets in. But he was a legend. How you guys doing? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Like I said, the Bray Wyatt. Okay. Now Bray Wyatt soul represents in this lantern. Now, the real lantern is safe in the WWE archives, by the way. There's actually, I think there's 5 of them, according to what Google told me. So there's 5 real lanterns. The one where he first debuted as Bray Wyatt. Then there was the second lantern, which he used, I think, at the WrestleMania. I forget which one that was. I think that was 31. I think the third lantern, I think, is when he came out with The Fiend. And I don't know if there's 5 or if there's 4, but the last one I think was 2022 before he passed away. And that was the final lantern he used, I think, to come back to Extreme Rules. And I think that was in Philadelphia. I could be wrong, but on the location there, but I think that's where he came back for a final time. But no, this lantern, which is not the actual lantern in the WWE archives, is supposed to represent the soul of Bray Wyatt, and that's why Uncle Howdy wants it back so bad, because it's supposed to represent his brother Bray Wyatt / the Fiend. Sorry that took so long to explain. It's just there's a lot of history around the lantern because of Bray and his legacy, and stuff like that.
Well, Sister Abigail almost got that lantern tonight.
Yes, Nikki Cross, by the way. That's Nikki Cross, for your information. And yeah, she almost got the lantern back. But no, My Family Tree stole it. And that's what led us to the whole, Trick Williams versus Jacob Fatu situation we got going on.
Yeah, that was
an interesting about that, huh? Jacob Fatu and Tricky Williams. Whoop that trick.
Tricky Williams. What does Vince say that I can't stand?
Whoop that trick. Come on. Whoop that trick. Come on.
No,
Whoop
that's
that
not-
trick. Oh, yeah. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Trying to do it like Booker
Something
T. I just
stupid.
can't.
I don't
I just
remember.
can't.
Something stupid. But
I agree. I agree. Good, Chris. I agree.
yeah.
I agree.
Seriously,
I agree.
she's really scary.
Hey, Bobby. What's going
Hi,
on, man?
Bobby.
How you doing?
Oh my
Good to
gosh.
see you. Good to see everybody. Anyway, like I said, whoop that trick. He had a match with Jake for 2. We're gonna get into that in a second. So first, we finally get our first matchup tonight. Was Uncle Howdy versus Eric Rowan versus Joe Gacy, Nikki Cross, Dexter Loomis versus My Family Tree. I have to say all this. I can't believe it. Solo Sikoa, Tola Tonga, JC Mateo, Tonga Loa, and Tama Tonga. Well, this was a fun match. This had a little bit
a
of
great
everything
match.
sprinkled in. You know, that's what I loved about the My Family Tree. They can make it work. And I told Vinny this too. They can make it work with anybody. And it's fantastic. Fantastic.
Well, they have so many different angles they can go.
Yes. No, it was not just a regular tag match, Bobby. It was so much more than that. It was My Family Tree doing what they do best. Okay? Okay. Anyway, no, I thought it was great. My Family Tree ended up losing here, which I was completely heartbroken and shocked that Uncle Howdy and Rowan ended up winning. It was slow in the beginning, but overall it picked up when My Family Tree actually did their part of the match. But yeah, it was fun. It was a fun match.
Yeah.
Anyway, right after that, we had the Tama attacks Howdy from behind, and regains the lantern, which you said, you know, trying to get the. And then we have one of the most interesting tag teams, Cactus, in WWE history. I don't know, you know, I'm going to talk about next here. Hopefully you do. We have
the Bella Twins.
No, our priest or truth priest or whatever you want to say it, priest,
Damian
whatever
Priest and
you want to
R-Truth,
call
yes.
it. Damian Priest and R-Truth are in the back. And as you know, they've made mistakes. They both joined Judgment Day. And as you know, Finn Balor just got kicked off of Judgment Day on Monday. Go watch our radar review show. We covered it. But anyway, they said that they are going to go against Los Garza. I believe that's how you say it, Los Garza, which is Angel Garza and Alberto Del Rio. I think I said the name wrong there. I apologize. And that they are a fair tag team match for the night. After that, first of all, wait, hold on. Before I even continue, what do you think about Truth Priest or Priest Truth or whatever it's called?
I think it's a very odd couple. It's a very odd couple. I love R-Truth and I love Damian Priest, but I never saw those two working together. But it works ish.
This is the thing, R-Truth is such a legend. He's such a guy.
Yeah,
he can make anything work. And Damian Priest, I've been saying this for years, and even when I used to come on as a guest before I used to host the SmackDown Showdown, ladies and gentlemen, there used to be a show called SmackDown Penitentiary. I used to come on here as a guest host from time to time when that happened, and you know, I always said Damian Priest has always had it. You know, and me and Vic went back and forth conversations. There's many. You can go back on the channel and go check out some of the old episodes. We always bullshit about how Damian Priest always had it and can make anything work. And that is still true till this day.
Yeah, anyway, I love that they found something for R-Truth as well.
Right. I agree. Finally giving him something to do. I'm just confused. I said this last week to Vince. I said they thought they were calling him Ron Killings. Now he's back to R-Truth. I just, you know, pick one name. That's all I gotta say, you know. Unless you have an alternate ego like Matt Cardona. As you know, Matt Cardona has an alternate ego. Zack Ryder, or maybe that's his twin. I still don't know. We're still trying to do research on that. And Elijah also had a twin as well, and they named Elias. So, and then there's Ezekiel, the other twin brother as well. So, there is a lot there. There is a lot there, but please pick one name. Anyway, yes, we will get to Kit Wilson and Danhausen and Jelly Roll. I'm actually wearing my Jelly Roll t-shirt tonight. Actually, I went to see Jelly Roll at Madison Square Garden 2024, believe it or not. So yes, anyway, we will get to that in a little bit. Next up, we have the women's champion Jade Thunderstruck Lightning in a Bottle Cargill. She's making her way to the ring. What?
She is so beautiful.
Isn't she? She's fantastic. She is an A-list champion. I keep telling Vince this every single week. She's awesome. She's absolutely has it. Now, do I think her stuff in the ring needs work? Absolutely. I'll be honest with you. Her stuff in the ring does need some work. But she's still
she makes it up in
dominant, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, anyway, after that, she'll take on Michin. Then we find Kiana James and Julia in the back. They address Tiffany Stratton, and then Julia laughs at Tiffany Stratton wanting a title shot. James basically shut up Tiffany and said her time expired. So looks like we're getting Tiffany for the U.S. women's title. What do you think? They're pushing this now.
I kind of agree with her that, maybe Tiffy is kind of overrated now. She's had her time. She had a big run.
You don't like Tiffy time? No, come on.
Tiffy time. I like Tiffy time. I just don't. Okay. I think there's some better people right now.
For the U.S. title, no way. Absolutely not. This is happening. I read it today. I do not have it in my news. I didn't think it was a worthy enough story. But this match was going to happen. Stratton versus Julia at WrestleMania, and Stratton will win that title.
Oh my gosh. Tiffy time was...
I agree, Bobby. I agree. All
right.
I agree.
Let me set this up, though. I think that when she didn't go against Blake Monroe, I think that was the biggest fail for her. That would have been an amazing accomplice there. So
I think they're two different characters. I think Blake plays it up a lot more. I think Tiffany downplays it a lot more, honestly. So I think that's what separates the two. Yeah. After that, we're finally at our second match of the night. Jade Cargill versus Michin. Non-title affair, by the way. This was non-title match.
Yep.
And Michin lands a drop kick and some corner strikes, which was pretty good. She did Hurricane Rana. And then after that, Jade did just kind of did a dive, which was kind of cool. And then she did the hits a suicide dive, which was really good. And then, Jade lands a pump kick. And then after all that, finally, it seems like Jade won. This match felt like it went on forever, and it says here in my notes it only went about 8 minutes. I don't know why this match went for so long. I think that was the confusing part, is Michin kept kicking out a lot. So,
yeah. I mean, right from the beginning.
First I thought it was going to be a squash. And I'm like, okay, they're not going to do that. And then I'm like, okay, after 5 minutes of me watching, I'm like, okay, I guess this is going to go long. And it did. So what did you think?
I think I thought it was a squash match from the beginning because it's Jade and they're kind of still making her face very known going into WrestleMania. Right. I think that I don't know who this Michin girl is, and so I feel like they just kind of pulled someone from the roster.
You know who she is? Do you remember Keith Lee?
Yeah.
Remember Keith Lee? Yeah. He's married to her.
Okay. Well, like I said, I feel like they just pulled somebody from the roster.
Yeah. Keith Lee, by the way, still hurt over there in AEW. Oh, I wish him the best. Hopefully he gets well soon. But yeah, he's married to Michin, by the way. She does a lot of WWE Twitch stuff. She plays a lot of games online. She was just playing the new 2K game the other night with some of her followers. So I thought that was pretty cool. But that's who Michin is. She, has been on the women's roster for a while, and she's, solidified, herself in the women's division. And once again, she's married to Keith Lee. So that's how I really know her, is the wife of Keith Lee, but she does wrestle, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's AJ Lee as well. So.
Yeah.
But it was a good match. Good match,
yes.
A little long, kind of repetitive.
What do you think about after the match, right? We had that girl, Kathleen, whatever her name was, back in the ring with her, Kelly, I think that's her name. And she was talking to Jade, and Jade was saying, Rhea's got nothing on her, bro. Rhea can't do this. Rhea's not taking my title off of me. What do you think about all that?
And then guess who showed up?
Who showed up?
Rhea freaking Ripley.
It's actually bloody. It's Rhea Bloody Ripley, but you were close. You were close. Next time, I guess
maybe I'm
just
just really sad that Seth is still hurt. But
that's okay. No, so Rhea Ripley shows up, and man, if you didn't hear the pop in Phoenix for Rhea Bloody Ripley, you're out of your damn mind. She is so over in 2026. She's more over than Cody Rhodes. It's crazy. She's winning that belt. I don't care. I will make the prediction now on the show. I'll put money on it. Ladies and gentlemen, Rhea Ripley will become the next champion. No doubt about it.
Well, okay. So who's Liv wrestling?
Stephanie Vaquer. We know that.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And I told Big Daddy Cool, as much as he hates to hear it, Liv Morgan's winning that championship. And I believe Rhea Ripley will win the other championship. It makes sense. One heel, Liv Morgan, and then you have one face on SmackDown, and it's going to be crazy. We're going to have to cover, me and Vinny are going to have to cover, Rhea Ripley going forward after Mania, after she wins.
Yeah.
I agree, Chris. Mommy is always on top. Absolutely. Always. Yeah.
Great
this was awesome segment. And then we go back to Cody Rhodes, and he asked Aldis about the Drew situation, and he says not to worry about it and focus on the contract.
Well, he says the contract's ready to go.
Apparently it was. We'll get to it. Right after that, Sami Zayn comes in and congratulates Cody on winning the title.
Zayn tonight.
I'll get there. Let me just recap it. He wanders in, and then he says, "Oh, congrats to Cody," but Sami knows he said the same thing to Randy, and Sami deserves a title shot, and Sami needs to stop demurred, and then Sami says he can't believe Cody thinks he's politicking here, and he says he gives Randy respect and admire him, but doesn't look up to Cody to Cody because they're friends and equals. Cody might be a champion again, but Sami still thinks they're equals and shouldn't be talked down too. Cody says he looks up to Sami and inspired by him. Mm-hmm. And he said that's fine. And he says, just look at the title. Cody leaves, and Sami has another meltdown before Aleister Black and Selena Vega over there, and they mock him. And then Black asked if he might be able to not meant for Sami, and then Sami that made him mad, and yeah, and then you know they get to just they kind of just end that whole thing. What do you think of all that? That was a lot to process, wasn't it?
It was a lot.
To go over.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
I would love to see that, Chris. I'd love to see that, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a lot. It was a lot, but you know, it told a lot of the story. One, we don't know what's going on with Drew McIntyre. And two, it's foreshadowing a match between most likely Cody and Sammy, because Cody's turning at Mania. This will happen. Yeah, Randy turned tonight, but Cody's going to turn. They were actually cheering Randy more. By the end of the show, I turned up my volume because I was like, oh shit, are they chanting Randy more? Or are they chanting Cody more? So I turned up
they were chanting
my volume.
Randy.
They were chanting Randy. So fans are turning on American Nightmare Boy, who just got himself an ice cream deal this morning, by the way. True story if you haven't seen it, by the way. Anyway, moving on from this whole thing, I don't even know what this even was. We get the women's title match. Finally, we come back after that. We'll get women. Will be Michin and Me Fab are in the back. Rhea Ripley comes over. You know, to put over Michin's efforts, as Michin did well. Blah blah blah. All this stuff. And you know, then you know, that just kind of ends all that. Then we still have in the back again, we have Charlotte and Alexa Bliss heading to the ring as she challenges for the next match, which is the women's title match, the tag title match. So this was kind of confusing because they're recapping everything, and then before you know it, guess who shows up? Cactus. Go ahead. Now we can talk about, because we're at that point of the show.
Who showed up? Bella Twins?
Yes. Unfortunately.
Heroes?
Without Daniel Bryan, by the way. I wish you would just stop doing commentary. Come back to WWE where you belong, mate. You belong here in this company. You belong in the E. We'll give you a Hall of Fame. We promise we'll give you a Hall of Fame bout. You deserve it. You know, Chris said it the other day on the show that Bryan Danielson, I said to him, no. I said, Bryan Danielson is a bum. I still stand by that. I think he's an absolute bum in AEW doing commentary. Daniel Bryan is an absolutely WWE Hall of Famer who is a legendary wrestler. See, I told DC I was going to fix that on the show this Friday. Made them clear. They are two different people, just like Matt Cardona and Zack Ryder. Still trying to prove that, by the way. Still trying to prove that theory. But no, yes, like I said, please bring Bryan back. We want Daniel Bryan back. The Yes movement will be stronger than ever. If we can get CM Punk back, I don't see why we can't get Daniel Bryan back. Maybe even Jon Moxley even back as a Dean Ambrose.
There's been a lot of interviews with Jon Moxley lately.
Yeah, and he's not happy with Tony Khan. So it's just, come on over, baby. The money is greener on the other side. Look what they're doing with my boy Cody. They're giving them 5 belts every time. And ice cream deals, by the way, too.
They've been talking a lot of Dean lately.
Yeah, and then ice cream deals and merchandise sales. And look at Danhausen, #1 merchandise seller. Danhausen, woo, your curse.
Oh, yeah, that was a great segment.
He's #1 merch seller now. He actually, believe it or not, came from AEW, and now look, WWE's using him right. And look, he's the #1 seller on the company's website. Unbelievable. I love it. I love to see it. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to this. The Bellas show up. They want the tag titles. They want to jump in the picture. They think they deserve it. Do you think they deserve a shot, Cactus? I don't. I don't think they deserve a shot.
I think they do. They're going to get their ass beat, but I think they do.
I would love to see that. Anyway, moving on. They're there. Doesn't go as planned. The crowd is not for the Bellas anymore. They're not for even Nikki
for
Bella.
being hometown.
Okay. Yes, and they still booed them. So that's what I found hilarious about this segment. I love it. I love it. So I love SmackDown. We're the A show, baby. Anyway, after all that, they, we got the Irresistible Force on their way to the ring, and then we're into our third match, which was the Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax, Lash Legends versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, the Queen Flair. Woo! I had to do that there.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
I agree,
Nia
Bobby.
Jax
I agree.
looks great.
That was overrated.
Nia Jax looked great. Lash, I feel like she has kind of changed her form a little bit. And Alexa Bliss is just cute. And Charlotte Flair,
yes,
even though she just looks like royalty. She just looks like
she
royalty.
is. She's the queen. She's the queen of the WWE. There is one man, Becky Lynch, the man, big time Bex, and one queen.
That's fair.
Yes. No. These are facts, ladies and gentlemen. These are facts. Anyway, I didn't like the ending of this, Cactus. I liked the match. I thought it was solid. Yeah. But I did not like the way your so-called girls, the Bella twins, came in and ruined everything for the Irresistible Force.
Ruined it.
What are we doing here? What's the end game here? Yeah, I made a Marvel reference. Big deal.
Well,
try and sue us. They probably will.
It worked out in their favor, Maddog.
What?
It worked out in the Bella twins' favor. So now they don't have to go against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. They're already eliminated. So now
I mean, wouldn't you want to go after them? Wouldn't they be easier targets, though?
No, I don't think they're easier targets.
Charlotte, Nia and Lash are nothing to the Irresistible Forces. To do
I think they have a better chance of winning.
They are literally called the Irresistible Forces for a reason. I'm gonna keep doing that. Because that's just fun to do. Anyway, I didn't care for the Bellas coming out at the end. Honestly, I don't know what we're thinking here, ladies and gentlemen. No idea. But if anything, you would want Charlotte and Alexa Bliss because those girls would be easier than, Nia and Lash. But no, apparently.
I guess not.
Everything pretty much goes to hell. And then after that, we get Truth in the Back with Jelly Roll. And then Priest. Now, fun fact, when I went to this concert back in 2024 MSG, Damian Priest was there. I got, because I had a Cody Rhodes hat on, somebody said, "Oh, you like wrestling, blah, blah." I'm like, "Yeah, I do." He said, Damian Priest is here at the concert. I just got a picture with them. So he showed me the picture, and I was like, "Oh, shit, that's cool." He's like, He's sitting in the front row somewhere. So I tried to point them out, but I couldn't find them that night. But Damian Priest was there. And I did ask him that, when I went up to him, I said, "Fan Jelly Roll and stuff." And he said he was. So, because I met Damian Priest actually at the SummerSlam thing last year. So that was pretty cool. He is a New York guy, by the way. So he's kind of from the area. So that is pretty neat.
Damian Priest is from Queens, right?
Yes, he is. It might be from I don't know if it's from Queens or if it's from Washington Heights. I'm not sure where it is. I'm not sure, but I think it is Queens or the Bronx. I'm not sure, but he's from one of them. Yeah. Anyway, they're in the back, and they basically Priest talks the truth away, and then Jelly Roll finds Randy, his brother Randy, and they put each other over, and Randy warns Jelly that The Miz might talk too much on MizTV. And that was pretty good advice from Randy. That was pretty good. What did you think? Segment.
It was a good segment.
It was. It did not make me believe Randy was going to turn. It made me thought everything was fine between Randy and, it made me think, okay, yeah, so we'll get to the heel turn, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming up, but there's still some more stuff that happened tonight. SmackDown's a 3-hour show. We're just about the 40-minute mark, which is actually pretty good because I feel like I'm whizzing through this. Anyway, after all that, we have Damian Priest, our truth for our next match, and they go to the ring. Post-match break, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss run into the Bellas backstage, and everybody's bitching at each other. And the Bellas are up next for the tag team championships, I guess, which makes absolutely no fucking sense, Cactus. Please explain this to me. Why?
Because there's no easier way in their eyes to win the titles, and that's why they're there. So
they're not going to win the titles. Come on. There's no way. Yeah. No way they're going to win the titles. Anyway, we go back to the ring. We got the Los Garza doing their thing, whatever. I really don't care for those two at all. R-Truth versus Los Garza. This was a match that went longer than I expected, and Damian Truth and then Damian Truth. I don't know what they're gonna call this. Damian Truth, Priest Truth, Truth Priest. I don't know what we're calling this, but we need a name.
Your guess.
This is growing on me, man. This is growing on me, man. This is growing on me. The match was fine for what it was. But did it need to go so damn long? Absolutely not, no.
I feel like all of these matches have gone forever tonight. Just like this review, Maddog.
I'm just trying to get through the review. Anyway, in the back, right after that, we had... Who did we have, Cactus? Who did we have? Mr. I'm going to AEW, Johnny Gargano. I'm so excited.
Laid out on a box.
He is still depressed, ladies and gentlemen. He's still upset. Candice LeRae is still there. And then the Motor City Machine Guns go over there. And then Jade's talking to B-Fab in the background. Candice takes away Johnny's crate to the ring. Nick Saban comes over to talk to Nick Shelley. And then they will have there's some tension there. Saban goes a match next week against Wrexham. Shelley is actually hyped for it. And then elsewhere we find the Miz. And who else did we get besides the Miz, Cactus? Tell me, who else did we get?
Jelly Roll?
Later on, yes. Oh. But who did we get before the Miz? Come on. You're cursed.
Yeah, crazy vampire dude from AEW.
No. Danhausen. Spooky, creepy, awesome, very nice, very evil Danhausen. No, I threw my hat, which is okay.
That's what I said.
I had to respect you. How dare you disrespect my boy like that? Wow, no. You should get cursed. You're cursed. She's cursed, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't have any more
I'll tweak Danhausen myself to tell her to curse Cactus Catie. No, Danhausen was next. And what did he do, Cactus? What does Danhausen do best?
What does he do?
Yeah, what does he do best? Don't joke on me now. I know I'm not a joking move right now.
Put curses on people?
Yes, he does. Absolutely. And who did he curse again for the second time in a row?
The Miz?
That's right. Absolutely. You get the gold medal tonight. Yes.
Oh, thank
Apparently
God.
we're winning that for the baseball classic. Great job, Team USA, kicking Canada's ass by a lot, I heard. Anyway, that was good. And then what happens? We get MizTV with your boy. Yeah, you can say it now. Finally, I am wearing his t-shirt here.
Jelly roll.
Yes. Comes out to Toby Keith, by the way. But as we got started for MizTV, what happened, Cactus? I will love something happened in the beginning before Jelly came out. Remember? If not, I got you.
The Miz came out and he was out talking.
But his mic wasn't working.
Yes,
why?
They cut him out.
Because he got
the curse. Because of the curse.
See, you're getting along. I know if he would absolutely say no. He goes, Maddog, you got to be kidding me. But he's not here tonight, so. But when we do our next show in 2 weeks, by the way, we will be, we'll be going back. Yeah, so far, Danhausen has cursed 3 people, being the Miz twice. All curses have been happened so far, as I predicted. By the way, my Danhausen t-shirt will be here next week. I ordered one because I did not want to be cursed. So, yeah.
Don't be cursed.
Excited for that. Hey, it was hard to get. I had to wait for a restock, believe it or not. I was telling Vince this the other night. I said I had to wait for a restock. I told him this on Raw after we got off. I said to him, I had to wait for a restock because that shirt is selling so much. Anyway.
I was going to say, Maddog. I was going to say, I have a curse, and it's almost, Cinderella's midnight when we all turn into pumpkins.
Yeah, that's why we're going to wrap this up. We'll wrap this up. MizTV happens with Jelly Roll. A lot of good stuff happened during this. What happened, Cactus?
Well, we have an interruption, Maddog. Who interrupts this lovely interview?
Hold on, I gotta see here. If I'm not mistaken, they're talking. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Danhausen came out right during this somewhere, right? Yeah. Yeah, Danhausen, right? I think he came. Oh no, wait, that's right. Kit Wilson came out. That's right.
Yeah. That's right. And he starts a fight.
Very evil, very toxic Kit Wilson. I don't like him one bit. Came out during this.
He has a fight.
I don't understand the point of this, Cactus. I really don't. I don't understand the point of this Kit Wilson thing. Do you?
The what?
Explain it to me. Explain Kit Wilson to me. Explain Kit Wilson to me. I don't get him.
Idea.
Oh, wow, fantastic. Well, at least we're on the same page there. Anyway, it seems like we're going to get Jelly Roll and Kit Wilson at WrestleMania? I have in my notes for later, by the way, that Jelly Roll will be there at WrestleMania this year.
I did hear he will be there. Yes.
I'm thinking triple threat. Jelly versus, maybe.
Maybe.
This is what we're going to do. Danhausen versus Miz versus, Kit Wilson, Miz and Kit Wilson versus Jelly Roll Danhausen. Jellyhausen. Let's make this happen. Absolutely. Danhausen, if you see this, my boy, make Jellyhausen happen, please. For the good of WWE. Okay. All right. Moving on after all that. I'm dragging off Cruiser in the back. They laugh about Mrs. Misfortune. Carmelo Hayes comes over. Then they talk. And then after that, Hayes takes a shot at both of them. And he knows Dragunov gave him a shot. And then Dragunov says he can't fight Hayes. And he still needs stuff by Hayes. Tiffany Stratton talks to the camera. Chelsea Green comes over. Shoves her wheelchair and then walks and talks and said she's coming for the women's title after beating Kiana James. Right now, in the back, we have Kit Wilson talking with Danhausen, trying to go as quick as I can here. Danhausen comes over to ask the Miz, has he lost any teeth tonight? Ooh. And then after that whole thing, there's one to do, he says there's only one thing Miz has to do to reverse the curse. Miz won't do it. He doesn't believe in curses, which is absolutely stupid of the Miz. And then we go back to the ring. Here comes Kiana James for match 5. Tiffany versus Kiana James with Julia. What did you think about this?
Very interesting. Tiffany, it felt like it was a 2-on-1 kind of match.
That's because it was. That's what heels do.
I know.
It cheats.
But she didn't need that. She didn't need that kind of run. So, I don't know. It was okay. It was late.
I liked it. I thought it was decent. I didn't think it needed to go that long, but yeah, it was fine. Fine for me, honestly. Couple cool things here and there. Moving on, we got, it is time for, who is it time for? Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Yes. Whoop that trick. Oh, yeah. Whoop that trick. Okay. All right. We're done with that. Okay. Time, is in the back talking to Kathy. He runs his mouth until Sammy comes over, tries to actually humble him, if you will. Okay. And Sammy's all been saying blah, blah, blah. Tricky's running his mouth. He says that Sammy knows Trick is embarrassed and should be. Trick says Sammy can't be hating as much as he wants, but he, didn't have a match. He had to drop him. Sammy says he's every week real and easy to find. Oh, tensions between Trick and Sammy. Rumor is that's the Mania match. I don't know if you're into that, but that is the Mania match, apparently. In the back, we got Jacob Fatu. He's gearing up for his match against Trick Williams for running his mouth against Jacob Fatu.
That was a good match. Then
we got the Jacob Fatu versus Trick Williams. These guys did the old school fighting tactics. They circled the ring for a while, and then they started throwing punches at each other, kind of like the old days of pro wrestling. I think Vince would have appreciated this a lot if he was here. I like this. I thought this was solid throughout, honestly. Trick Williams won, and I believe the stopwatch had some issues. So the time was either clocked at 11:14 or 11:15. So it seems like WWE can't get their stuff together backstage on it when it comes to match times.
Exactly.
Anyway,
just like our show.
I thought it was smart to put Trick Williams in the win column here. It makes him look dominant over Jacob Fatu. That's all I have to say. Thought the match was really good.
It was
they
a good
had
match.
a couple cool back and forths. Anyway, post match, guess who came back?
No idea.
Oh well, you really are falling asleep with me. Good goddamn. Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Drew McIntyre came back to Claymore. Jacob Fatu.
I know.
Fatu. I Yes. And that she got Drew arrested before, but Cactus, guess what? Drew quit.
What?
So he can't get arrested.
No, because it's WWE.
He quit. Because he quit. He quit WWE.
He did.
Not for real. I told you he's got a long-term contract with them. Come on now. Keep up with the storylines, please. Okay. Moving on.
You know what? I'm from AEW. We don't have storylines.
Yeah, you do. Honestly, yours are not that good right now. You only have maybe one good one, and that's the main event. And your main segment was weird. At least this contract signing wasn't weird. It was bloody disgusting, and it was awesome to watch.
Fair.
Thank you. Okay, now we're gonna throw back to Cody Rhodes. This is gonna look absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. We'll do that.
Oh my, Mad Dog.
Completely backwards, but I don't give a damn. Okay, here we go. And now we're at the main segment. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. I'm wearing the hat ridiculous. I'm gonna take a back off, but
don't worry, I already got a screenshot for you.
Anyway, it's getting late here, but it doesn't matter. This main segment, setting it up. You got all this setting up the table. Here's the thing. Cody comes out. Okay. Randy first came out. Okay. Randy was all like, this is for me. I got to do this for me, Cody. I got to do this for me. I got to win that belt. Yeah. I got to win that. And Cody's like, I respect you. I love you.
But you're not winning
the belt. Then what happened after all that? I'm trying to wrap this up, make this short because I know it's late here.
Because Randy lost his mind.
No, because Randy turned heel again, ladies and gentlemen, making him the best to ever do it. One of the best to ever do it, to turn heel, by the way. Again.
He lost it.
And what does he do? He doesn't just
lose it.
He doesn't just attack Cody. He RKOs him, and then he basically throws him into the thing, and then he grabs the steel chair. And then Jelly Roll comes out and says, Randy, this is not you. Randy pushes Jelly Roll down, and I'm like, holy shit. Is Jelly Roll going to be involved in the main event of night one? And yeah, it looks like so. What a crazy way to end SmackDown. Cody's your baby face. Randy's your heel. What are we doing right now? This is WWE. This is SmackDown. This is awesome. This is crazy. As Vince McMahon would say, ladies and gentlemen, this is good shit. You know, that's what Vince McMahon would say. This is good shit in 2026.
Good shit. 3 weeks till Mania, guys.
This is, yes, I was getting those vibes too, Chris. Absolutely. 09 Randy Orton vibes. Absolutely. I love it. How do we end our show? Cody's basically in the steps. I did not find a picture, but that's okay. Get it next time.
That was pretty gory on its own.
And like I said, I believe that ends our show.
Oh my gosh. We survived.
A little over midnight, but still did good.
We survived.
Before we get out of here, guys, I do have to do a bit of promotional material. My mouse died again, so I have to do it, unfortunately, this way with my touchpad. But that's okay, because I roll with the punches. Give me a minute. Let me see. We have this coming up, and this is huge. Please contact any one of us if you're interested on going on a WrestleMania cruise. We're doing a watch party on a cruise. This will be the Carnival Conquest, 17th to 20th. Please ask any UPR host, myself, Katie, Vince, EC, Big Daddy Cool, anybody, Sheriff, anybody you want about information. Bad Guy Jack, Wrestling Doll, anybody for information about this cruise. I'm going to take that down now. So
and I booked it. I booked my room, so I'll be on there. It's going to be a good time.
Excited
it's actually
going to
be on Norwegian. It's going to be a much nicer boat than that. It's actually the Norwegian getaway.
I don't know why Chris told me that was the picture to use. So
I know. I'm sorry.
You know, everyone's sending me different posters. I had another poster I had to delete to get that poster in here. You guys got to send me the right stuff next time. Anyway,
I know. It's okay. You did a great job.
We have a bunch of shows you got to check out. Please check out the Radar Review Show. Myself and Venomous Vincent just did a show on Monday.
Yeah.
But I believe EC, Z, and I believe Steve Willie Beeman host that show. That's a great show. Check them out when they're back. Right now, we did a it's kind of a surprise Radar Review with myself and Vince. Please check that out. Then on Tuesday, we got the Wrestling Doll and the great Grand Slam Poobah, by the way. My guy, Bad Guy Jack and Wrestling Doll, Sabrina Estella. They are fantastic. Please check them out. They haven't been on a couple weeks, but they will be hopefully back at it next week. As they always are. They've got commentary on, is fantastic on NXT. I can't wait to hear their thoughts on Vengeance Day and stuff. Then I'm going to let Cactus pitch her show with whoever wants to show up, apparently, including myself, because I was on plan.
Yeah. We are Wednesday night AEW All Elite Heat podcast. Right now, we are having all different guests co-hosting with myself. It's been a wild ride.
It's been entertaining for sure. Please go check it out.
So,
then
you never know who's going to be on the show. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's always an exciting time. I was on this past Wednesday. I didn't even know. I had to get a note card up. Anyway, and then check us out every Friday except for next week because I won't be here, but hopefully Vince will be here and Katie and Vince can finally do a show without me, and I'll be back the following Friday. But almost every Friday, you can check out the SmackDown Showdown.
No, I don't think we'll have a SmackDown show next week. I don't think we'll have a SmackDown show next week. Vince won't be there. I won't be there. You won't be there. So
fair enough.
We'll be back.
No show next week, ladies and gentlemen.
But then
hopefully after that, we'll get back to hopefully Vince will actually show up and we can get back on track in 2 weeks because I'm not going to be there not next week, but the following week I will be back. So
we'll be back then.
So make sure you check us out in a couple of weeks. We're going on hiatus next week because I want to go see a band. I haven't seen them yet, and I'm dying to see them. And Vince, I guess he's been busy. So, but before we do get out of here, I do have to plug his show.
Vince and I both will be at a wedding.
Exciting! Wow! He didn't even tell me. Wow! I got a lot of texts to do after the show, Cactus. To him. Anyway,
all right.
Besides that, make sure you check out his Saturday morning reviews. I don't know if you know this. He just did a huge interview for us with a couple of the guys from Scream. I think he actually did the stunt guy. He was telling me last week he interviewed the stunt guy from Scream 7.
Did for Scream 7.
So so that's huge. So please go check that out. And I don't know what they're going to be reviewing. I know he records a bunch of them. So I'm sure they'll have one up tomorrow because I think he already recorded it with Dan earlier in the week because that's what he told me. So I don't know what they're reviewing tomorrow, but please check them out tomorrow and check them out next week. They do great movie reviews for UPR. I also heard UPR Entertainment News might be coming back. So stay tuned for that on the socials there. I run one of the socials, so just make sure you stay tuned for that. And a lot's happening here as we go into WrestleMania season, Cactus. Do you have any other words before we say goodbye?
Yes. Well, we have 2 commercials that we're going to run, and then we're going to sign off.
Okay.
So, good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
But long story short, MJF totally offends Hangman with his sobriety. And offers him a salute and offers him a beard. It's another wake up alarm, okay?
Oh, sorry.
And
I thought we were going to Periscope that.
Oh God. And he throws the beer in his face.
The University of Central Florida.
I mean, I got in there. I almost went there. And then I made
corner.
It really, I know. Okay. I know. I almost went there. Very almost went there. Very almost went there, but I did not. Okay. So, long story short, he threw a beer in his hands. They went after it.
That was the All the Eat podcast, Cactus. You should have told me. We could have ran this commercial way earlier. You gotta tell me.
I know, but you were on a roll. So
no, you should have stopped me. And I always tell Vince to stop me. Just play a commercial and shut me up. I always tell him.
Well, we have one more, and then we're signing off.
So,
one more.
Anyway, Judgment Day. They're out there, and he says, Dominic. The greatest Mysterio, by the way. Feel free to disagree with me, but he is the greatest Mysterio out of all the Mysterios, I don't know how many Mysterios wrestle, and the greatest IC title holder, by the way,
here we go.
Says that it's all Finn Balor's fault. What do you think about that before Finn Balor comes out? Because Finn Balor comes out, and then it's a whole thing.
I did not see this segment. So are we getting a Finn Balor Dominic Mysterio match?
Absolutely, 100%. Judgment Day turned on Finn Balor. Dominic used this hammer thing on Balor to knock him out cold, and they started beating him up.
So Finn's
yes, Finn Balor's babyface, and the Judgment Day turned on him.
Get out of
here. The greatest.
Dominic, get out of here with that.
And the greatest North American. I stand by that statement, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get out of here, Dominic Mysterio is the greatest IC title holder and the greatest NXT North American champion we've ever had. I stand by those statements, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, there you go.
That's our show. That's Cactus Catie over there. Please check her out Wednesday nights. We won't be back next Friday night, but we'll be back the following Friday night to cover the SmackDown Showdown. I'm Maddog Kelly. Thank you, Team USA, for doing your jobs and actually beating Canada tonight. Great job, boys. Woo! We did it. We're going to win the Classic. I'll tell you right now. That's that baseball thing going on, Cactus. It's fantastic. Nice. I've been watching a shit ton of it. It's been great. Anyway, I'm Maddog Kelly. That's Cactus Catie. We're out of here. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.
So long. Have a good night.